Chapter 9, Monday. Matt, my friendship is over. I have really made a decision on who's real and who ain't. I'm just beginning to get sick of all the Mustangs drama and still getting mad myself isn't working, just saying. While Matt's been causing himself to challenge peers, at this point, challenging me and he starts talking and butting into my conversations is a perfect way to let myself talk back nonstop. But I don't think he cares whatsoever, even after being refreshed from a good movie we just watched in the Mohican theater. All I did after I ran my mouth was walk away and purposely still talk, even though Matt shouldn't have even butted into my conversation, but whatever. So while still talking, once I kept my mouth shut, Matt speeds walked towards me, and I knew at this very second that one, he was going to assault me by using his fist to knock me out, or two, he was going to warn me about his fist going into my skull if I don't know how to throw punches at him first. So basically, I was over here, and he was threatening me, and none of the staff would do anything about it, basically. But it's cool because back then it was a crazy world, you know what I'm saying? But we weren't in 2024 yet, not until like this World War stuff began escalating further. I don't know. We're not in World War III yet, but you know. Obviously, no one cares if I even defend myself, though my father and some people used to tell me I should always defend myself. Mohican hasn't did shit about solving barely anything. So while telling Matt that I don't want to fight you, he's still walking up towards me, even if Miss Madden 2, Miss Hunter, tried telling him to stop. I start to get really defensive whenever Matt sometimes randomly grows anger, and I can prove a point from past perspective. Yesterday morning, me and Alex, along with Bentley and Matt, were playing around together, even though other orientations aren't supposed to react with each other. I easily forget at times, so I'll just explain what started me and Matt to progress so aggressively towards what should have been solved quicker in terms of common sense. While messing around, me and Matt were onto something until I aggressed closer to him. Unfortunately, Matt said I had went too far after he said, "I can feel your breath," and because of that, I thought we were still playing around while I stated, "Matt is being sus." Mr. Keeners get involved with Matt's issue, and Matt explained that he violated my boundaries, sir. We had got to call group on him. Sorry if I was being a little weird. It didn't start out that way, though. Personally, trying to explain my problem wasn't going to be a hassle if Matt didn't change his mood fast. Instead, he did, and me and him got into a big argument, which almost led Matt fighting me against. But seeing how I look directly towards myself and trying like walking up isn't an issue is so far bullshit, and here's why. Matt counts as another dishonest person from where I learned so far. This turns my pressure really high, although I never realized being mad could have easily affected myself to be sent over to the gladiators room. Destruction of property led me into Pierre's group informal, while devastatingly saying things to staff I did not mean hurted some of them, making me also call group on that. The second problem me and Matt was when I was trying to take some comedy from Desmond Diambre. I felt like fitting in straight up would have been Matt's comedian self, period, but like as always, it backfired. My comedy was going strong for about 10 to 20 minutes total, yet Matt started getting annoyed because I was going overboard about random shit. Even more, Chris and Skylar were pretty annoyed as well as Alex, I think. See, I just don't get how Desmond and Diambre kept making these jokes intact. It's like God chooses to enhance their abilities, even though I can't do the same at all. Sorry, I meant to say their abilities. Although Brayden did tell me later on why Mohican isn't close to being about who's even funnier, or who's more funnier, or yet again, who's got better skills, I still witness the exact moments stuff like that happens. No matter how many times I was trying to land comedy over Matt's, peers be not accepting mine, as a matter of fact. Now it's like in today's standards showing how horrifying Matt can reveal himself reliable overall. Remember when I literally just explained how dishonest Matt is? Well, he sure got peers onto his side because doing group was not a fair game on my reality check. Matt's over here saying Nick did not feel scared, and if he was scared, he would have seemed like it, but no. Nick kept on talking and running his mouth, yet I was scared, and the only reason why I was running my mouth is truly his fault for sneak attacking before turning around and seeing you do it. Apparently no one will get over how lately I've attracted tons of problems. So what? I mean, peers cannot tell a single truth whether Matt admits he did attempt to assault me, or how Chris cannot get over losing his weeks and stop crying when he does lose his weeks, or sometimes worth noting how orientations be completely the ones getting other orientations in trouble during group and the road still be continuing afterwards. Besides the Mustangs extra controversy, I wasn't expecting much to be happening later through our day till I realized when we walked into Mohican Cedar, we're still doing school-related things therefore. My honest thoughts about the Karate Kid reboot from 2005 was totally wicked. I gotta say, people from other groups, including mine, were happy the way things ended off. From Jackie Chan teaching a black student some kung fu, towards Chinese kids kicking some ass at our main character until Jackie Chan shows up and brings more fun into the film. From a crazy karate tournament that began brutally insane till the end kinda felt choppy, my self-respect indeed. Overall, the Karate Kid is super fun to watch. Not that it's ever fun to watch. Or not that it's ever going to beat the original, sorry about that. But yes, it's got action-packed / adventurous vibes to it, mostly Chinese fitting nevertheless. Group began about weeks, and even though we've mentioned this before, we got to do it anyways. Mr. Gooseby and I learned was that being on his bad side really could shook anyone up. So basically, if you're on Mr. Gooseby's bad side or whatnot, and you're basically doing something wrong, he's going to get on your ass about that, and plus, he's kind of a scary man, but I'll explain that later into the book. But if you're on his good side, then you'll get along with him perfectly fine, basically. Since everyone, including myself, has gotten into restraint-free, Mr. Gooseby told us next time that if we go restraint-free in the upcoming 2 weeks, we could get KFC's fried chicken and watch a movie plus have bottles of pop. Everybody seemed pretty good about Mr. Gooseby's plan, especially myself. As Mr. Johnson orders Sprite lemonade slushies, we got them quicker than I thought. Just like I predicted, Mr. Johnson even got onto the action. Honestly speaking, drinking Sprite lemonade slushie was kind of mixed in my own opinion. I gave it a 7 out of 10 only because McDonald's didn't put two mix and all together that way. It tasted fine, still making me piss us some out, but I kind of rather would have drank Baja Blast slushie from Taco Bell instead. No offense. Mr. Johnson agreed with that I stated, though I didn't start saying it like that till Mr. Slushy Man confirmed who's or what's a better tasting flavor. I did have Baja Blast before, and it totally hit it different. Same thing with Wendy's spicy or regular chicken sandwiches. Those patties are fire. Treatment movies became number one most of all. I gotta say, whenever Miss Hacker has her pink iMac on weekends, which is the iMac computer, we're mentally hooked for some good true stories being shown on TV. Depending if we're using Disney Plus or Hulu or even Netflix streaming, Miss Hacker be taking that risk to the next level. She usually play whatever a good film in her head is on a website similar to 123 Movies or Soap Today and stuff similar to that act. We ended up finishing Big Hero 6, which actually had an awesome ending twist to it. Thank you, Disney Plus. I appreciate your kindness, just saying. Brayden's graduation is now coming up soon, which means during group today, Mr. Gooseby allows Brayden to have his last days in Mohican Youngstar Academy. Man, I wish my pal Brayden good luck. I'm going to miss him. It's kind of sad to see your graduate phase go bye-bye after Thursday because Brayden's going to be gone after with his own family members. I mean, that's what he wanted, right? I'm also pretty sure by the time those 2 weeks go by really quick, Skylar's going to be graduate phase, no cap. Still, Brayden leaving gives myself the chills, and I am stating this as a fact. My second week in Mohican was pure chaotic without Brayden, and I'm kind of worried that this is the direction us Mustangs are heading for. But no focusing on negativity. Just think about and study the attitude statement before Thursday's graduation chapel. That'll only affect myself if I don't work hard enough. Man, who am I kidding? Brayden's leaving for good, and now I'll make myself upset, sadly enough. I really hope those final few days for me and Brayden go smoothly, because rushing time faster than a speeding waistband is going to put me on a guilty pleasure wreck. Chapter 10, sorry. You know what? As a matter of fact, guys, let's continue with Chapter 10, as a matter of fact. So here we go. Chapter 10, here we come. Chapter 10, Tuesday. Sorry for saying that 3 times. Keeping things short and sweet because I almost had a heart attack today. Ever since Brayden's prepared to leave his past behind him, practicing the attitude statement wasn't going to be close to easy, especially after trying so hard to maintain on its long list of sentence after sentence. Look, this just goes whether Miss Mac states it or not, and writing how my day is at a late bedtime routine couldn't be able to stand by itself either, because if I don't memorize my attitude statement by Thursday, then this journal will get taken away such and such. Which could also explain how later into the future that Miss Mac and Mr. Gooseby may intentionally reveal all my secrets, including for Book 0. If it's what it'll take to save a life, let's pray to Jesus on this factor piece segment. The only thing that's importantly impacted Ohio's weather recently has set set in stone for summer vacation 2023. While Miss Madden 1 let us go outside in the morning at Backcourt's rear end, because she has also as a sister named Miss Madden 2, which I call back then, letting y'all people know the heat's beginning to shape up some encouragement. What I mean is we no longer got to deal with Ohio being cold every single day. So while I want to hum in peace, I instead make my move towards Skylar's closer up. Skylar looked pretty chill intentionally, though him calling me a straight midget wasn't going to bother myself at all's risk of losing fate. So Skylar tells me that I bet you can't lift up that big tire over there, and I totally lifted it up like muscular strength hat would have. But Skylar then tells me this: no, not that one, this type. And of most considerable reasons, Skylar tries proving he can lift a large-sized tire in not less than 4 minutes, but almost less than 2, perhaps. Sadly, my strength didn't match Skylar's period, and I wish hoping he'll accept my next bravery quest could fix up my own problems, though he beat my point across on swinging through the handles, being all slippery and wet. Also, if you're wondering if this chapter was short, yes it was, and I had to repeat this 3 times because apparently the voice for the editing software in KineMaster is being a bitch, but yeah. So anyways, Bentley's now acting like a knucklehead for some reason. Miss Madden 1 told Bentley many times to stop throwing that black tire around, and it took about a bunch of pushbacks towards best staff for Bentley. Bentley was even crazier by the moment he threw a heavy red brick, splashing to the wet damp puddle. Obviously, calling group on Bentley wouldn't have been an issue if Desmond didn't threaten how, I swear, if this kid tries swinging on me, then I could seriously beat his ass if I wanted to. Yes, indeed, Bentley has beaten up little Piers and the Dragons, pointing out on why Bentley came to us Mustangs afterwards. Even though putting something on this table could have started total drama, safely explaining what I needed to say would have never stopped Chris from disagreeing left to right. I'm so sleepy writing about this, so let me do the talking on one last note before Chapter 11's big Braden graduation blowouts. In our rooms, while the sun was going down super quick, Matt and me kind of secretly made up in the weirdest way possible, but hey, him making us a creative cardboard box, was a hoop because it was actually kind of cool for basketball wise, yet me finding new ways to build togetherness shall be upon Matt's destiny and maybe me and myself and I. I'll be skipping tomorrow's day, so wish myself good luck on learning phase. Or learning everything. Sorry if I said learning phase. I wish I had a learning phase, but back then it was just wishful thinking, if you ask me, and it was never going to come to continuation at this moment. Everything inside this handbook about attitude statement could realities come and get me if I screw this up for Braden unintentionally, meaning if I don't learn everything I need from the handbook, which we actually had to use all the way through Mohican, then we're basically screwed and my book was going to get taken away and I wasn't going to be able to write. And it was going to be a while before I made any new chapters in book 2. So, yeah. But anyways, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't, because we don't need to be losing subs like we have before. I mean, I made it 701 subs. Now we're at 700 back again. But yet, I still made 700 subs, so that's an accomplishment. So don't disappoint me, because this is going to be an amazing ride for you guys once we continue on with more chapters and chapters. So we're basically halfway through the book at this moment. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time, and peace out and about.